What is going on, YouTube world? I'm your brother Reza, and this is KRT LYFE with the Y, and we are in Zaporozhye, Ukraine, on the middle of an island that rhymes with horchata, and it's not called horchata, it's called like Katorja or something like that. I don't know, but right here I have a really interesting car. This is the best Volkswagen you've never heard of. This Volkswagen right here behind me is actually not a Volkswagen. This is a Skoda, but a Skoda is Czech for Volkswagen in disguise. And this one right here is the Skoda Rapid. The Skoda Rapid is like, wow. Let me tell you, when I got this car, I was like, you know what? This kind of feels like a Jetta a little bit. It looks like a Jetta. But that's because it is a Jetta in wolf's clothing. And it's built on the same platform as a Jetta, and it is just like really what is that? Oh, wild dog. That's how you know you're in Ukraine, when wild dogs come and bark at you. But anyway, so this is the, what was I saying? Oh, so it's a wolf in sheep's clothing, kind of like this wild dog over here that's barking at us right now. And it is like really an amazing vehicle. So we're gonna do a quick 5 and 5, and I'm gonna give this car a score and tell you about this car real quick. So I'm gonna go to my notes because I want to do this in one take, even though that dog is barking at me over there. That's even more reason for me to do this in one take, just in case he has friends. So the pedigree, like I said, this is a Volkswagen in sheep's clothing, and on my other videos I've already talked about pedigree of Volkswagen. Massive pedigree, so it definitely gets a full point for pedigree. Reliability. It's a Volkswagen Jetta. It's probably going to get the exact same pedigree as a Volkswagen Jetta. So let me show you something real quick. I'm going to show you the engine. The engine on this thing is so tiny. Look at this thing. This is the 1.6 four-banger or 1.2 four-banger. It's literally about the size of a cart or something like that from the grocery store. It has literally no power, but it's very fuel efficient. We've been driving for almost a week now, and we've probably used almost less than half a tank. So efficiency is really good. Reliability is probably really good. We're not 100% sure. That brings us to cost. How much does something like this cost? Well, I'm gonna tell you why it's so cheap. Number one, it's so cheap because of the small engine. The styling and the parts are straight off of a Volkswagen. You can follow me this way. It didn't come with hubcaps. I'm not sure if that's just the Ukrainian spec or if that's how this car comes, but it doesn't have hubcaps. And the inside is very Spartan, as they say. There's no leather. There's none of the frills that you get in a Jetta. You get a pretty much generic plastic Skoda steering wheel. But you can't get this. You can't get upgraded. I've seen these. I did my research and I looked in the UK. And in the UK, for like roughly $20,000, you can get one that's like really decked out with sunroof and a massive like sat nav system and like all the like bells and whistles. This one is really bare bones. Probably some of that is because it's a rental, but you know, probably because some of it is just really cheap. It only has power windows in the front. There you go, 2 power windows. In the back right here, you have these glorious cranking roll down windows. Look at that. And all the Spartanness continues to the back. But let me show you the one thing about this car that really caught my attention. It made me just fall in love with this car off the rip as soon as I saw how this works. Come around here to the back. Now, what you have right here is a boot lid, or in the United States, like we call it, a trunk. And most cars that you see, they open and the trunk opens like here. You get this little portion right here that opens up and you can put your stuff in. This car right here opens the way I wish my 911 opens. Check this out. Look at that. When I had my 996, every day I used to be like, I wish my 996 back tailgate would just open all the way up instead of just having the trunk engine part open. This is amazing. You can do so much with this. This part right here is removable. The seats fold down. Like, you can literally put skis in here. You can put furniture in here. Look at all this volume. I'm not sure exactly how many cubic inches of volume this is, but I mean, this is incredibly practical, incredibly useful. And I don't know why all cars aren't like this, because this part right here on the car, the top back gate, whatever they call it, is not even useful. Like, I mean, some auto manufacturers, they'll put like a subwoofer or some speakers or something there, but it's like, why? You don't even need all this to put speakers. Like, you can make cars so much more practical just by making them all open this way. And this is the #1 feature that I fell in love with this car. Like, that is just incredible. The handling is pretty good. The transmission on this car is one of the easiest transmissions I've ever driven in my life. Like I was telling Kat that if she wanted to learn how to drive a stick, the 5-speed manual in this is absolutely incredible and easy to drive and very, very forgiving. Like I said, you don't get a lot of power out of this car, but what you lack in power, you lack in comfort. I mean, you gain in comfort and ease of drive. So let me check my notes real quick, see where I am with my notes. I'm watching this dog in the corner because now I see his homeboy and came, and they're watching us, and I'm watching them, and they're watching us vlog. I guess they might be fans or something. Hey, sign up for KRT LYFE, YouTube. Hit the like button. Woof! So yes, cost $19K, but that's a decked out one. This one's a lot cheaper, probably around $15K, probably even lower than that. Drivability, I already talked about. Oh no, I didn't talk about drivability. I talked about the convenience of it. Curb appeal. Let's talk about curb appeal before we go out and drive it. Does this thing have curb appeal? What do you think, babe?
I think it's missing that.
I think it has a little bit of curb appeal though. I mean, it's not
because
like,
it's very similar to Jetta.
Yeah, like I like it. Like I honestly I like the mirrors. I like the interior. I like the sleekness of it to some degree. It's not the prettiest car in the world, but for a beater, I think this is a really, really good looking beater to me. And if it had some decent wheels on it, I think that would really, really change the look of the car.
The wheels definitely.
So curb appeal, we'll figure that out as we start driving. So I guess now we're gonna go to the drivability portion, and we're gonna jump in the vehicle and we're gonna actually drive it. So, and we're shooting this in one go. This is not gonna be
Excuse our mess, you guys, because we're clearly tourists, so we drive around and we spend a lot of time in the car. So Ukraine is pretty dirty outside. There's a lot of dust and
key too.
blooms and stuff. So
okay, so this key, this one's so basic it doesn't even have a remote control to start the car with, or not start but open the car with. So you put the key in, we're gonna start it up, and we're gonna go for a drive.
Before these dogs jump us, or cops come get us from this road that we're not supposed to be on.
But I mean, Ukraine is one of those places where it's rules are meant to be bent a bit.
Yes, but I don't want to spend any extra money to give them. I would rather keep the money.
Exactly. Okay, so back to the review. Drivability. I think this car drives pretty much, if you've driven a Volkswagen Jetta or a Passat or any of those like that, literally the drive is almost exactly the same. The sun is so beautiful right now setting in Ukraine. This is a beautiful country. If y'all never been here, Ukraine should definitely be on your list of places that you should go to in your life.
Don't go in winter.
Yeah, don't go in winter. But this car drives really good. Like I said, I'm going super, super slow now. I'm in second gear. It didn't hesitate. It didn't start doing like that, lurching or anything. Or, I forget what they call it when a car starts stuttering like that. It doesn't do any of that. I mean, you could probably be in third gear and go down to maybe 5 miles per hour and it still won't do it. The gearing is so close in this car. It's so forgiving. It is extremely easy to drive. If you want to learn how to drive a stick shift, this is probably the one to learn how to drive on. The clutch is really easy to press in, and the gearbox, the positioning of the gears, it's just very easy for you to know where you are as far as in the gears. It's not a lot of guesswork. You're oh my God, am I in gear? Is it gonna pop out of gear? It's just a easy car to drive. The handling is pretty decent for these roads. These roads in Ukraine have massive potholes everywhere, so it's kind of hard to get a lot of speed. But when you do get a decent amount of speed, I mean, this car goes to the bends pretty good. And I just realized that up here on the dash, it tells you what gears you should be in. So right now I'm in fourth, and it's telling me that, hey, it's almost time for you to shift up to the fifth gear. And speaking of fifth gears, the top gear on this is the fifth gear. You don't get 6 gears in this, but it doesn't have any power. So, I mean, I don't know why you would really need 6 gears. Maybe fuel economy or something like that. What else about drivability do I want to say about this? It's actually pretty quiet, and these roads are really rough here. They're the kind of roads that typically make the inside of your cabin vibrate, make lots of noise. But this car right here, it doesn't really do that. It does a decent job of sound deadening for a I would call this an economy car. And what else? Blah 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 blah. There's no power, there's no torque, so don't expect this to be something like a GTI or something like that. But for a good everyday basic car, this car is I'm going through a bend right now. Watch this. Whoa, look at that! see, there's not that much body roll, and I like literally did not brake at all. I just went straight into that turn. That was a roundabout for you guys in the United States who've never seen anything like that before. It wasn't a chicane, it was a roundabout. Oh, we're going over this bridge. Let them see the bridge real quick.
So they're building this second bridge to replace the bridge, kind of the one that we're driving on at the moment, but this has been going on for quite a few years, you guys. So this bridge connects an island on one side here. The island is a few kilometers wide, and there's going to be a second bridge that way.
Yep.
We'll have a regular vlog, so I'm not sure if it's in there, but if it is, check it out. You might see it more.
Yep. All right, so back to the 5 and 5 because we're about to wrap this up because we need to start figuring out where we're going. But yes, so drivability of this car, I would actually say for what it is really, really good. So I guess let me wrap this up real quick. The pros, things I love about this car would be the lift back tailgate. Oh my God, that's just massively good. It has a simple but good sat nav system. That's awesome. And it's a very, very comfortable daily beater. The cons about this car that I want to say real quick is that number one, is slow. Like, this car is like slow as molasses. And you can definitely tell in this car where they cut the corners. Like, it doesn't scream cheap, but then again, it kind of does scream cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's kind of like a Model 3.
Whoops.
No, I'm just saying that in the sense of that you can tell where they cut the corners to like make the car affordable. You know what I'm saying?
It looks like Jetta inside, but then you look at the seats and seats look super cheap. And then like the doors and it.
Ukrainian roads.
Be prepared. If you guys come into this country, be prepared to drive like off-road driving.
I don't know what I just drove into, but I'm glad we didn't go down into the river. Okay, what were you saying, Jetta something?
No, I feel like it's certain things you look and it looks nice like Jetta, like, because they are Jetta parts in here. And because I drive Jetta, so I can see, you know, what's exactly the same. But then certain things you look and like, wow, looks super cheap. Like I said, the seats are cheap. Obviously the wheels, there's no wheels. Like this thing is like complete basic, and I don't know, it's probably because of rental, I'm assuming, because I seriously doubt they would actually sell these cars this way, but I don't know.
So, okay, so the score, let's say, pedigree, I guess I'll give it a full point for pedigree because Skoda's a Czech company that's been around for a long time, and they made lots of, oh damn it, we're going the wrong way now. But Skoda's been around for a long time, and they've been making cars for a long time, so I give them a full point for that. And on top of that, they're owned by Volkswagen now, so these are all Volkswagen parts. Pedigree is very high. Reliability, I would give it a half point because I don't really know exactly how reliable this car is in the long haul. But because this is a Euro spec Volkswagen, I would assume, this is probably super legal, I would assume, but we're in Ukraine, so it doesn't matter. What was I saying? Reliability, Volkswagen, Euro spec parts is probably pretty darn reliable.
Sorry guys for the shake. This road, I can't hold this camera steady.
This review is gonna be so funny to go back and watch. So reliability, I would give it a full point for reliability. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna give it a full point. So that's 2 points. Cost, this car is extremely cheap for what it is. Like I said, 20,000 in the UK for it, 20,000 US dollars in the UK for it, and that's like fully specced out with all the bells and whistles, like big roof, big sunroof. So I'm gonna have to give it full point because I'm pretty sure that in this base model trim, this is probably like 14, 15K max.
Yeah, it has to be.
Drivability, I'm gonna give it a half point for drivability because it could be better, even though it is really good for a beater car.
Just doesn't have enough power.
Curb appeal, we're gonna have to definitely ding this thing on curb appeal. I just, you know, it looks good, but it could look a lot better.
Pull up right here.
So for curb appeal, we're going to say that this gets
half a point.
Half a point for curb appeal. And then what else? What's the curb appeal? Actually,
curb appeal is the last one.
Is that it?
There was
it is. Okay.
Pedigree.
I'm gonna just park right here.
Reliability, drivability. Wasn't it something else?
Yeah, pedigree, reliability, cost.
Cost. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's it.
Curb appeal. So pedigree, full point. Reliability, we're gonna give it a full point. Cost is so cheap, full point. Drivability, half point, and curb appeal.
Definitely half point.
Half point or no points for curb appeal.
Take it out.
Okay, so that gives it 3.5 then.
then that is 3.5. But for everyday drive around the city, this is perfect.
Yeah.
You're not gonna cry your eyes out if you're gonna, you know, hit the pothole or anything like this. This is gonna be...
Exactly. This is a great family car. If your kids eat in it, there's no problem. If the trees mess it up, there's no problem. If the curb in your father-in-law's house scrubs it up, it doesn't really matter too much, because at the end of the day, it's, you know,
that happened.
It's a beater car, and but for a beater car, it's great. We are KRT LYFE, KRT LYFE with the Y. I hope that the lighting is good because the sun is going down pretty fast. But yes, KRT LYFE with the Y. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that cool stuff. I wish that we had Skoda in the United States, but we don't. So I guess we're pretty much reviewing a car that most people who probably watch this video will never be able to buy. But if you happen to live in a country that does have Skoda,
or if you're traveling to one of these, you know
yes,
what you're gonna rent.
Exactly. If they give you a Skoda, definitely take it.
Yes.
I like this car. I've enjoyed driving it thoroughly. I love the gate, not the gated shifter. I wish this thing had a gated shifter. I love the shifter on this thing. And I mean, it's an excellent rental. I can't say anything really too bad about it. So do all those things I just said. We are KRT LYFE. Yeah, I guess it's time for me to run off now, but I can't really go too far because I'm in Ukraine. So I'm just gonna slowly step out of the car and stare at the camera. By his grace, we're gonna add this to the end of the video. We just so happened to get where we were going, and we parked up next to a Jetta. And I mean, the door handles, the mirrors, the doors are actually look like they're exactly the same doors. The hood and everything is the same.
No, hood is not the same.
Yeah, the hood is different,
Hood is
but the
different.
design is a little different. The front lights and the grill are different. Let me look over here.
No, the front definitely looks different. The mirrors are the same, except Jetta's mirrors always two-tone, no matter what color they are.
Yeah.
The doors are identical. The steering wheel is identical, except there is no buttons on there.
It's pretty much the exact same car, minus a few like aesthetic details. Let's look at the back. Like the glass almost is the same. Like this looks the same, but the way that it opens obviously is completely different.
The seats are definitely a lot cheaper.
The trunk is
The
a
back
little
is
different.
different.
Yeah.
The lights and everything is different, but
I feel like the back is maybe a little bit longer on this.
it is a little bit longer, yes.
Yeah. So there's very, very, very minor differences between the Jetta
It's
and
like
the Skoda
they try
Rappy.
to mask it.
They did. So, but I feel like the Jetta is a little bit longer than the Rapid. But other than that, it's literally the exact same car. So if you got a Volkswagen Jetta, the Skoda Rapid might be right up your alley. All right, KRT LYFE out. Now we really can compare the two. The Skoda Rapid versus the Volkswagen. Yeah, we can. I'm just looking at the two between the Polo and the Skoda Rapid.
Are they a little different?
A little different, but very, 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 very close. Mm-hmm. Mirrors, same with all of them.
Oh yeah.
Let's look at the back side. Wheels, obviously different. The Polo looks, this is a Polo, right? Yeah, it's a Polo. It looks longer still than the Skoda.
It is longer. Yeah, it's shape.
Yeah,
The lights and everything
interesting.
too.
Okay.